I was at the grocery store this morning and I saw these apples and it really put me in the mood for a dessert that I had a couple months ago and I really like it. I'm going to tell you all about it in just a minute. Welcome to All Things Food, and I'm John Woods, and I love to cook, but I cook to love. And I'm going to share with you a really great apple recipe today, a dessert recipe. And the hardest part of this recipe is just peeling the apples. It's called apple crisp. You've had it, ice cream on top of it, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is take our Pyrex baking pan here. It's about glass baking pan. It's about a 13-incher, and I'm going to just coat it with a light coat of butter all around it here. First of all, let's peel these apples. Let's get those out of the way. As I said, this is going to be the hardest part of the process. And you can use a peeler. You can use one of those spiral deals. I don't have one of those, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way. And I like using a paring knife. I just really enjoy that. I've been using a paring knife since I was a kid. And I just take it and get it barely under the skin and just rotate that apple as I'm peeling it. Now this does take a little longer, but I guess maybe if there's a lot of satisfaction in peeling an apple. You could play a game and see if you can peel the entire thing without breaking the skin. Hold the knife in one place and with your right or left hand and then turn it with the opposite hand and the peeling comes right off. So I'm going to just find the core of the apple right there and I'm going to just cut right down the side of it. Once you get that first piece cut, you can see where the core is quite easily. And then if you want to, you can come back and trim these ends off a little bit and get a little extra apple. I'm going to take these apples and I'm going to just cut them into smaller chunks. Throw them in a bowl over there. I'm going to take my lemon over here. I have one lemon and I'm going to zest it a little bit with I have a zester here. I'm going to just zest the lemon. I'm going to cut this lemon in half here and we're going to squeeze that lemon on there. That's going to help keep those apples from turning brown on us. Just half the lemon's all you need. If you have a real cold lemon, it's going to be harder to squeeze. So you can pop that in the microwave for a couple seconds and get it warm and that'll help. So we're going to toss that, toss all that. Now we're going to mix in some other ingredients right here. So we're going to mix in 3/4 a cup of regular sugar, granulated sugar, 3 tablespoons of flour right there. Just sprinkle that right on. And then we're going to come over here and put in a little bit of cinnamon right there. We'll mix all that together. Okay, what we're going to do now is take it all and just pour it right into that Pyrex dish there. Spread it out nice and evenly. Oh, that's looking really, really good. That's going to be just the right amount for my 12 guests that are coming today. Now we're going to mix up the topping. The topping's real easy. So we have 1 cup of oats here, just regular Quaker oats. Throw those in there. Then we have 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Seems like a lot, but we're going to throw that in there. This is about 1/2 cup of packed brown sugar. And then we're going to come over here with about 1/4 cup of just regular granulated sugar. Put that in there. Let me mix all that up real good. Put just a tad of salt in this. About 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Anytime you do something sweet, salt just kind of accentuates the sweetness a little bit. And then I'm going to take the rest of my cinnamon. I have about a 1/4 teaspoon there, or maybe a little more. And I'm going to mix all that together. So that's looking really good. Now I'm going to take my softened butter, 1 stick of unsalted softened butter, and I'm going to break it up into here. And we're going to mix it up with our hands. And the butter is going to resemble little peas, pea-shaped. And make certain it's softened butter. It's very hard to do this if it's very cold. Work all this in, the butter in with my fingers. So we're going to take this and pour it right on top of evenly on top of everything else. This is why they call it crunch. We'll go ahead and stick it in the oven. Right in the middle of the top rack of a preheated 375-degree oven. We're going to set our timer for about 45 minutes. Be very careful because it's extremely hot. And that looks very, very nice right there. I'm well pleased. It's browned on top. It's bubbling right around the edges. I'm going to stick it over here on the stove. Get it out of the way. It's out of the oven, looks absolutely delicious. That's our apple crunch right there. Nice brown top, bubbling around the edges. It's probably better to let it cool down about 15 minutes before you scoop it out. That way it kind of holds its shape. So we're going to let it cool down a minute, and we're going to come back and scoop it out and serve it to our guest. So I let the apple crunch cool down for about 20 minutes. It was extremely hot, so it's going to be easier to serve it. It's still warm. You get me a nice big scoop here, and we're going to put it in that bowl. A lot of crunch to it, and then a little bit of ice cream on top. And voila, you've got the perfect apple crunch dessert. And it's still steaming even though it's been resting about 20 minutes. Look at that, how beautiful that is. Apple crunch, so easy to make. Hardest part's peeling the apples. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, like this video today and share it with friends. And remember this as you go throughout the week, love to cook, but cook to love. I'm John Woods, and I'll see you next time on All Things Food. Thank you.